What's up? What's up? What's up, man? This is your boy Big D, brother Darren with Blerdplanet.com. Retail SEO, Darren's Coffee, all that stuff, and then we got who you got over here, brother.
Brother Kansu. That's my moon, man. Blerd Planet, Team Osiris, and of course, Kansu Sheshma.
There you go, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, you a much thinner you as well, so I'm still amazed, man. You know,
I'm getting my Ruben studded on. You feel me?
ooh. Well, the reason that we're here today is to discuss the recent events of when we talked about this previously, man, about Zaza Ali. Now, Zaza Ali decided to come out this weekend to address the Sedona incident. That's what we'll call it, the Sedona incident, where she had taken a lot of funds from people to have this retreat, and the retreat did not occur. She had said that she was gotten into a car accident. That was the reason it did not occur. Now, recently, now our videos are now taken down, so of course we cannot review those videos. But in her videos, she said that, I know, right? She said that she called us peasants. Those who questioned her, she called them peasants because she was a queen. And what else? She said the energy was bad, so people were giving her bad energy. So because she had this bad energy, she felt like she couldn't go forward with the event. Something else that she stated was that because, and I'm paraphrasing again, because she was having difficulties with the people of the hotel because they were being racist against her, she was going to work something out. Now, my question with her, again, to that is, the hotel had not received any funds but 30 days prior to the event. So how had she planned to giving this event? How did she plan on giving this event when hotel had never received the funds, racism or not? So what's kind of your take on it, Bro Consul?
Well, I call it misappropriation of funds. I call it embezzlement. And I just flat out think it's fraud. I think that Zaza Ali is pompous and arrogant, you know, and the whole peasant thing, I think, is just self-admonishing. And that's why she did it. And like you say, you know, the proof is in the evidence of how that whole event was booked. Now, when you book an event like that, that money should have already been allocated to that company. So, obviously, she had plans on what I would say double dipping with that money. She had alternative plans with that money along with booking it. She was eventually going to book it, but I think she was using the money for multi-purposes.
Well, she has stated several times that that she had cancellations. She said there were supposed to be 50 people at the event. She ended up getting 36. I think she said she got to 40. Then she had 6 cancellations. And then prior to the event, she had an additional 3 cancellations. So in total was going to be at her event 33. I think that's how it worked out. She said 33 at her event altogether. So from my understanding is there's still about half of the people from the event that still have not received any sort of refund.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's to me right there. That's, you know, and for her to come out and she at one point in time she broke out in tears. Look, we leaned back at the same time. At one point in time, she broke out in tears. She invoked Minister Farrakhan, and you know how he, how we were disrespecting a black woman. Which again, I don't see her as a black woman at all. I see her as a woman of mixed race or a woman of color. So she invoked that because she kind of plays both fields, and that's why. So I don't know. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I kind of look at it as she's pragmatic and sociopathic. A lot of these conscious community leaders, which I think they don't deserve that. You know, in 2019, including myself, you know, we're we're vlogging. We're on YouTube, right? We're talking the Blerd Planet experience. But we don't compare to the Medgar Evers, the Steve Bykos, the Patrice Lumumbas, the Harriet Tubmans.
Oh, you broke out my boy Patrice, man.
Yeah, we don't compare to those guys. And these people put themselves on that pedestal. They really think that they're putting in the equivocated work, social work. Just the social work alone was amazing for some of our elders. And so I think it's just absolutely narcissistic for her to compare herself to someone that actually is making a difference. She's not.
Yeah.
You know, if we could do a tenth of what our forefathers have done, I would be so grateful. I'm so humble, man. We got so much work to do. It's not even comparable. But she has the nerve to admonish herself to call people peasants and this, that, forth, and the other. What she needs to do is come up with that bread.
Yeah, period. Show and prove, right?
Right.
Period. Show and prove. Show and prove. And that brings us to the next person, the next, I would call sociopath. That would be Dr. Umar Johnson.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hurts my heart, man.
Yeah, one of the problems that I have with him, his announcement on February 14th, you know, is when he makes that announcement, we got to think, what's next? You know, until he shows us, I need to see a contract. I need to see leases. I need to see a plan. Until I see a plan, if he doesn't have that information on February 14th, then he has nothing.
Yeah, he don't, man. I'm a little emotional with Umar because, I like his message. He says some really good things, and he still does. But I do agree that he needs to bring structure, and he can't just be, hey, y'all, I got to school with a couple of slides of the building. He really owes it to his devout followers because he got some people that really support him.
Yeah, no matter what, they riding with him.
Yeah. He owes it to them to give them a clear, concise explanation.
Yeah. You think that's going to happen?
No, I really don't, because unfortunately, it's the same situation with Zaza, just on a wider, broader scale. It's about business. And if he's not going to talk, he's not talking business right now. And that's what's got me concerned. That's why I don't believe. Because he's not talking, this is what I pay per square foot. He's not talking, these are the taxes.
Triple net, all that stuff, yeah.
Right. He's not asking for non-for-profit charitable donations. His terminology is not befitting of someone that's going into business. He's trying to justify those that are critiquing him by saying, I got a building, you thought I didn't. And that's not good enough. Because when you look at the length of time and you're trying to get a public municipality like a school that you're going to privatize, then your vernacular should be conducive of that. I haven't heard a lesson plan. I haven't heard tax breaks. I ain't heard nothing coming out of his mouth. TIF funding. I haven't heard anything that lets me know that he's got people around him that share the interest of opening up a private school, Montessori, something.
Yeah.
No vernacular fitting that criteria, man.
None at all, man. Like Leonard Anders says, man, a promise unfulfilled is a lie.
Yes, sir. In that order.
And so, and that's something that he's essentially and consistently has given us nothing but unfulfilled promises. He can get up and what he does is preach. You get his cadence. He's out of a preacher. He tours like a traveling preacher. He's trying to be a Vernon Johns.
Right.
And for those of you, if you're watching Blerd Planet and you don't know who Vernon Johns is, you need to look him up. So, yes, but he's so far from it. He says he's the most requested scholar. I don't know how he's a scholar, because what a scholar is defined as. And let me pull up what's the definition of a scholar.
Man. Pull that up.
Let's see. Bear with me while I snatch this up real quick. Let's see. Scholar. C-H-O-L-A-R, scholar. See if I can share a screen with you. Not a Google scholar, but scholar definition. Not a Wikipedia scholar, which we see a lot of those in the Black conscious community.
The closest I probably could get, I would probably say an orator, an oratorial scholar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let me share the screen with you. There you go. That's it. You got it? Can you see a scholar?
Yep.
All right, a specialist in a particular branch of studies, especially the humanities, a distinguished academic. Let me see. A person who is highly educated or has an aptitude for study, a student holding a scholarship. Now let's look at the Merriam-Webster, which I like to go by the Merriam-Webster definition. Okay, a learned person, holder of a scholarship, a person who attends a school or studies under a teacher. Let me see, a learned person. Let's look at that one. Person was associated with learning. What did he learn? You know, let's say a scholarship. And see, a lot of people, I hear a lot of people say, you know, hey, I have a scholar. And let's show the scholarship of it. And I say, okay, well, what scholarship?
Yeah.
And a scholarship would mean to me, would mean advancement of a particular study.
Correct.
And so this is a grant in aid to a student as by foundation, the character qualities or an activity or attainments of a scholar or learning, a fund of knowledge or learning. So,
well, his background is psychology
with
minor in sociology. So he's more so an educated social worker, not to disrespect him. Downplay. And once again, these pragmatic, I call them pragmatic demagogues. These pragmatic demagogues isolate themselves to enhance some of their good points. Yeah. However, when it comes to the world of scholarship, for those that are watching, scholars are judged by peers. So it's how you operate in the midst of other scholars that set consensus. And to this point, with no disrespect to Umar, much respect to him, but you're dealing with Blerds here, brother. We're going to be critical. It's going to take a contingency of contemporary review of your work to judge your scholarship. You say you're the most requested scholar. If you have the nerve to call yourself a scholar, what peer review is deeming you that? What peer review has peer reviewed your work as a sociological psychologist? What type or what body of work has been vetted by an independent peer source? And if so, what scholastic body are they attached to?
Yeah.
And if you
Where's
can't
been published?
Critical scrutiny, don't get mad. You calling yourself the greatest most requested Black scholar. I find that hard to believe considering scholars that are out there touring right now. Yeah. I'm trying to vetted scholars. I haven't seen anything vetted by Umar Johnson.
Right.
Because everything that he says he does is indicative to a social group, which is why I call him a sociological psychologist. I don't see him as a clinical psychologist because he only deals with Black people and their issues. So what Black group is vetting your work as legitimate?
And he's no longer a member of the UNIA, right? So that would be anything if he was going to be an RBG.
Right.
We would look at the UNIA as some sort of vetting organization. Correct. He's no longer a member of that.
Right.
So wasn't he expelled from the UNIA?
Yeah, that's my point. Even if it was UNIA, he was removed. So who's vetting him? If you are putting yourself in that context of being a scholar, that's why it's very limiting when a person says I'm a scholar, because a scholar according to who? You can have a PhD. That's just a doctorate of philosophy, which gives you the credibility to synthesize information or knowledge or data because you've been vetted as having the skill set to research and develop a subject matter, which gives you the right to be called a PhD.
Right.
But at the end of the day, PhDs make stuff up. For those of you that are listening, it's called a doctorate of philosophy.
Yeah.
So, but your philosophy is tempered with discipline and knowing how to research, how to study, how to vet yourself, how to be non-biased. It's a skill to that. And I don't see Umar Johnson portraying a PhD.
Or Jermaine Shoemake. I mean, because you know why his name is like that, right? Why they changed the name? Well, it's not alleged, but it's actually a fact. His mother was an insurance fraud.
Oh,
And yes, his mother was I think they called her the insurance fraud queen or something like that. So she was really active with insurance fraud, and because of that, their name pretty much was burnt. So, and I'm gonna find a link to it, to that information, and make sure to put that in the description box.
Only on Blerdplanet. Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, go figure. And that's what I said. We have a short list of people that are really flourishing off of the moniker of what we call Afrocentric revolutionary socialism that is modern day. And come on, man, y'all, all of us, I'm putting myself in the bag. We got to step our game up. We not fulfilling what our forefathers saw. I don't see another Martin Luther King for another 100 years. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at what he's done, and I've attempted to try to do it. Ain't no haps, bro. The Malcolms, the Martins, the Medgar Evers, the Booker T. Washingtons.
Mm-hmm. And as we enter Black History Month, the Carter G. Woodson.
Oh, man, Carter G, man. Gee,
yeah.
That's Superman.
Yeah. He's the one that gave us some, you got guys that talk about STEM, and then you guys that talk about liberal arts. And Carter G showed us a way to merge the two so we can become successful as a people. He gave us, in the Miseducation of the Negro, the blueprint to being a successful people, the way that we could dig ourselves out of this mess that we are in.
Yes, man. I think a lot of people don't know that. Miseducation of the Negro is a very vital literary work.
Mm-hmm.
Following the works of John Marshall, what he pushed in law, which really helped revolutionize the fight against Jim Crow. When you're dealing with W.E.B. Du Bois, even though he had some opinions that were very controversial, we still need that element of education in our social structure.
Yep.
Education is important. So yeah, man, shout out to those ancestors, man. Those some real groundbreakers, man. Goddess Bethune. Oh man. She was awesome. We just got so many that our kids can't see all these Zazas and Umars
and voices,
lights and voice.
Yeah.
They come in with all this like they just the greatest in spilled milk, bro.
And they ain't done shit.
They done shit.
The equivalent of busting a conscious grape.
Correct.
One book. Umar's got one book that he wrote, The Psychological War Against Black Boys. He wrote that book, and I should put it in the description box, man, so we can sell it.
Right. Help him out.
Yeah, help him out. Help him out, maybe, because he's selling pillows and stuff now. You know that, right?
I thought you was joking. He's selling pillows?
Nah, he sells pillows and sweatshirts at his events. Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Education, and ADHD Wars Against Black Boys. It's written in 2012.
Wow.
So, and that's his only body of work.
Wow.
So as a scholar, his body of work is limited. So.
Wow.
He wrote a book. What studies has he done? Where's the studies been done? Where have the studies been done? What's his data? What's the methodology that he used for the study?
Right.
Where is that written?
Right.
So, You know, we have to justify all that information. So and that's all I got, brother.
Yeah, that's all. Hey, man, that's all I got. Everybody that's watching, peace, love, and power, man. Live long and prosper. Keep being the best you can be, man.
Yeah. Subscribe to Blerd Planet, man. Comment, like, share, subscribe, but do something.
Yeah, man, get it in.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Even if you
all right,
disagree
bro.
with it,
Yeah.
holla back.
There you go. Peace.
Peace.